What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2024 Xfinity 500. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series has the Martinsville Speedway, the half-mile paperclip that usually puts on some really good racing, even though the next-gen car hasn't put on the greatest racing in recent years. There can sometimes be chaos, and there's definitely some big things that could end up getting shaked up this time around at Martinsville Speedway. The last time I ran at Martinsville, we saw William Byron pick up his third victory of 2024. He's looking to pick up his fourth win of the 2024 season to lock his way into the Championship 4 with the win at Martinsville. So now we're going ahead and jump into picks. But before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking extremely promising. It's going to be 67 degrees high with 47 degrees with only a 10% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies. Going to be some really nice weather if you're headed out to the track. Going to be really nice weather if you're going to the race weekend at Martinsville Speedway. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff standings going to the final race of the round of 8 to decide who goes to the Championship 4. So Tyler Reddick's locked in with the win at Homestead. Joe Logano's locked in with the win at Las Vegas. Christopher Bell is 29 points above, and William Byron is 7 points above. Kyle Larson 7 points below. Danny Hamlin's 18 below. Ryan Blaney's 38 below, and Chase Elliott is 43 points below the cutoff line. Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott in a must-win situation going into the race this weekend. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson can make it on points. I think Denny, though, is more likely in a must-win. Kyle Larson is really the only one mathematically that has a chance, in my opinion, to make it in on points. Other big things to note, they are going to be using a softer tire this weekend, hoping to provide a much better racing product. They've used this tire at Richmond. They used it, of course, in North Wilkesboro. It actually worked really well at Richmond, and that's going to be the main tire that's going to be used, which, of course, will have a longer practice. So hopefully can provide a really good product this weekend at Martinsville. And now we're going to finally go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who I think will not run well. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need a good run who I think will have a good run this weekend are really good when they're not in the best equipment. And I do my winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And then I do drivers you need to watch out for, and usually for the Cup Series, I got 5 drivers you need to watch out for along with the race winner. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2024 Xfinity 500? My first suck pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the A card for Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch in the next-gen era has struggled at Martinsville historically. He's had a couple finishes outside of the top 30, and this A team has been floundering throughout the 2024 season. While Kyle Busch has shown some flash of brilliance throughout the 2024 campaign, it's just been a little bit of a disaster season for the A team so far in 2024. I don't think Kyle Busch is going to have the pace and speed to contend for the win. The RCR cars have been really, really bad on the short tracks usually this year. I think Kyle Busch, unfortunately, ends up struggling and not running well this weekend at Martinsville. My second suck pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 16 car for Colleague Racing, Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen is making his final Cup start of 2024 before he officially transitions to full-time Cup racing next year. And I'm going to be real and honest, Colleague has struggled immensely on short tracks, and Trackhouse also has not run well. It doesn't matter what type of team he's driving for. I just don't trust SVG this week, and I think the Chevrolets have been hit or miss on short tracks this year. I don't think SVG is going to have the pace and speed to contend. I think he doesn't run well, and sadly, I think he unfortunately ends up struggling and not having the pace and speed, and I don't think he runs well this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. And now we're going to go ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the 2024 Xfinity 500. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 41 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece has historically been really, really good at short tracks, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the last 7 points paying races, I think he's had 5 top 10 finishes, including most recently getting a top 10 at Homestead Miami Speedway. And remember back in 2023, Ryan Preece, I believe, won the pole and led the first 120 or 130 laps of that event. I think Ryan Preece is going to run really well this weekend. This 41 team has shown some solid pace and solid speed throughout the second half of the year. He's been getting close to being the second best of the SHR drivers in the points. I think Ryan Preece will have a really solid and strong performance for sure this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. I picked Bubba Wallace quite a bit as an underdog pick over the course second half of the year, and the reason for that is because Bubba's having a fantastic year for his standards. He's got 7 top 5s, 14 top 10s. But remember, in the spring, Bubba Wallace is one of only a couple guys that really could keep up with the Hendrick Motorsports cars, and for most of the day ran inside the top 2 and top 3. And I don't think he led any laps, but I think he will be a factor. He's been solid on short tracks this year. It was announced earlier today that Booty Barker will no longer be the crew chief for the team, but I don't think it's going to matter for Bubba because I think Bubba is going to run really well, and I think 2311 Racing is going to bring the pace and speed where Bubba can have a chance and opportunity to run well this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the 2024 Xfinity 500. Who am I picking to win? The driver who I'm picking to win for this weekend at Martinsville Speedway has so far won the most NASCAR Cup Series races in 2024. I'm picking the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson, to pull off the win, go from being below the cutoff line, and I think he picks up win number 7 of 2024 this weekend at Martinsville. Kyle Larson has been extremely strong in Martinsville in the next-gen era. Since 2022, Kyle Larson, I believe, has finished in the top 10 in most of the race he ran, and he's had 5 top 10 finishes. He won in the spring race of 2023, and I think this 5 team is going to bring the pace and speed. Plus, you look at historical preference. Kyle Larson won the final race at a round of 16, that being at Bristol. He won the final race at a round of 12, that being, of course, at the Roval. I think historical stuff comes in, and I think Kyle Larson will get his second ever NASCAR Cup win at Martinsville. I think Kyle Larson will be your winner and get it done for sure this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on to drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney is defending winner at the fall race at Martinsville, and Ryan Blaney has been one of the best in the next-gen era at this track as well. He's got the same amount of wins, same amount of top 5s and top 10s as the guy I'm picking to win, Kyle Larson, and Ryan Blaney's been very good at this racetrack with Team Penske. I expect Penske to bring that pace and speed for him, and I think they're going to do their best they can to try to give him a car capable enough to get it done. I think he will be a major factor and contender for the win for sure this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's been really good at Martinsville as well. He was very fast during the spring. I think he led a ton of laps in this race as well earlier in the year, and he has been bringing the pace and speed the last couple weeks. He had a chance and opportunity to get the victory this past weekend in one of the best racing cup history, that being at Homestead, Miami. I think Chase Elliott will have a chance and opportunity to get win number 2 of 2024 this weekend. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell has been very, very strong at Martinsville at times. He's had some good runs. He's won there before. But there's also been a couple times, like the spring race earlier this year, where Christopher Bell did not have the pace and speed to contend. He had some issues early in the event and finished in 35th place. But I do think that Christopher Bell, how fast he's been generally on short tracks in the second half of this year, I do think that's going to lead to him being a serious threat and contender. I think he's going to have a good chance, and I do think he'll be a major factor in serious contender to get win number 4 of 2024 this weekend at Martinsville. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron is the other driver currently above the cutoff line, and I think William Byron is going to be a major factor for this win. Byron's won 2 races here at the next-gen era. I believe most of any driver currently competing in this sport in the next-gen era at the moment, and William Byron's been really good at short tracks, and he's been one of the most consistent drivers in the playoffs so far. I believe he's had 4 or 5 straight races of finishes of 6 or better, and I think he will be a factor for the win. The 24 team is showing up. He did struggle in the fall race last year, but I don't think that's going to happen this time around. I think he will be a factor for the win this weekend at Martinsville. And the fifth final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend at Martinsville is a driver of the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is one of the best ever at Martinsville Speedway with, I believe, 6 victories in the Cup Series at this track. However, Denny Hamlin has not won at Martinsville since 2015 in the spring race, but I think that Denny Hamlin is going to be a factor. He had really good speed here in the fall race. He had also some really strong speed in the spring race, but they came down pit road near the end of the event in the spring. But I think Denny Hamlin is going to have a car capable of winning. He had really good speed this past weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, and I do think that Denny Hamlin will be a major factor and serious contender to get it done. I think he'll have the pace for sure and the speed and have a chance to get it done for sure this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. So, those are my race 6 for the 2024 Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Kyle Busch, Shane Van Gisbergen. My underdog picks are Ryan Preece, Bubba Walls. My winner's pick is Kyle Larson. And the ones to watch out for Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, William Byron, and Denny Hamlin. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2024 Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. List description below that, and comment your picks below for this weekend at Martinsville. Tell me your suck picks, tell me your underdog picks, tell me your winner's pick, and let me know drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Martinsville. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Later today on the channel, you're going to see the paint scheme video for the Xfinity 500, and then tomorrow, of course, you'll see a NASCAR news video early in the morning, followed by, of course, reactions to Xfinity Series qualifying, and, of course, the Craftsman Truck Series review. I also want to wish you all a happy Halloween. Hope you're all enjoying your great day, and hope today's going well. Get that candy and eat it. Basically by the end of the day, as like I said, today is Halloween. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll also talk about Carl Edwards, Haley D, and all this stuff probably later this week too. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.